Right, we're gonna make super quick Cheats homemade pizza. It's not supposed to be the best artisan pizza in the world, but it is delicious and gorgeous. We can start it and cook it in under 10 minutes, so let's get on with it. And I've got 2 helpers here that are flicking me. And this could be a nightmare, guys. This could be a nightmare, but this is Petal, my 3rd daughter, and this is Buddy, my 4th daughter, who, she's lovely.
I'm not a daughter, I'm a boy.
Sorry, I forgot. First up, we're gonna have 1.5 cups of self-raising flour.
I'm doing it.
Try not to have an argument. I did ask her to roll her sleeves up. Apparently that's not very fashion forward. It doesn't matter if your mug is bigger or smaller, it's all relative. Then we put half a mug of water. A pinch of salt. And I just want a tablespoon of oil, Petal. So wazz it up. 30 seconds, 1 minute. And as soon as it starts to clean the bowl, that's good. Not too much flour. Right. So look, here's our dough. And you want it to be sort of stretchy and elastic like this, which is nice. So I'm just going to divide this into 2. What I want them to do is roll out their base into a kind of circle. I've got a non-stick large pan, okay? It's cold. So I put that on a high heat. I'm going to turn on the grill. Every now and again, you can make a big batch of hidden veg tomato sauce, and it's great on pizza. It means you're getting lots of the good stuff in them. Click the link, and Carrie Ann is going to smash out the recipe, and you will love it. Buds, I'm going to take yours. Now I can just drop this into the pan. We're going to put the tomato sauce, 7 veg, on the pizza base. I'm just going to back spoon that. Buds, what do you want on your pizza, dude? Mozzarella? You like mozzarella?
I want some salami.
Okay. Now, one of the things about pizza is restraint. Don't overload it. Do you want some Parmesan?
And I want some of this.
What's that?
And Petal's finished. I want this.
It's quite nice letting the Parmesan
Dad?
go around the edge.
Dad, I want this.
What's that, mate?
This, I don't know what it's called.
Oh, prosciutto. There's me talking about restraint. He's making me. Okay.
I want it everywhere.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to tell people about restraint, buddy, and you say you want it everywhere. Basil, oregano.
Basil and oregano.
Oh, fair enough. Amazing flavour. Really, really nice. And that'll go straight now under the grill. All right. 2 more minutes. Done. Petal, this is a slightly thicker pizza. Okay. We're going to go into the pan. These little finger marks in here are going to trap the sauce. So go a little bit more generous on the sauce.
Dad, I need a toilet.
Oh, God. Okay. That boy is the death of me. He will go to the toilet anywhere. Anywhere. There's not a place. If I introduced him to the Queen, he'd go, just a minute, ma'am, and he'd just take a slash anywhere. Anywhere. There's nowhere he hasn't been to the toilet. Dude, that is my life right there. He just sprinkle where he wants to. And also, he thinks, etiquette would say that I cut that out. I'm leaving that in for all the parents out there, because you parents are all going, yeah, I've got one of those too. You all right, mate? Wash your hands. Anyway, so Buddies will now come out. It's taken no time at all. It looks gorgeous. It's crispy skinned, straight on to the board. And then this next one here, this goes straight under. They love balsamic. You can put some fresh basil over the top. Of course, the purist pizza makers are going to take this apart. But when you've got kids, you got to feed them. And you want to give them stuff that they want. And of course, pizza's a treat. But actually, if you trade up from white flour to whole grain flour, you're getting closer to a really healthy pizza. If you do a 7 veg tomato sauce, you're getting towards a healthy pizza. If you restrain the cheese, you're getting a really lovely thing. Who wants some pizza?
Me.
Gorgeous.
Me.
You made it. You know what went into it.
You didn't made it.
Okay, you made it. You made it. Let it cool down.
Ooh la la. I've got a bigger one than mine.
It's quite nice with food to go back to old friends. And this old friend, well, he's a little bit of a dirty old friend, but I love him. We're gonna make homemade pizza, and I'm gonna make it from just store cupboard ingredients. It's an easy recipe and you can knock it out in about 15 minutes. So it's super quick. So let's make a beautiful deep pan pizza from scratch that is so simple and so delicious. You're gonna have a go at home, I can promise you. So pan on, medium high heat. First of all, we're gonna start with sausage. I've got 2 lovely Cumberland sausages. Use whatever sausages you've got. Of course, the better the quality, the better the flavour. I'll go into the pan with just a little bit of olive oil or sunflower oil or whatever you've got. And then I'll get the sausage, grasp it, and then squeeze the meat from inside out. So you're basically going to get these beautiful little mini sort of meatballs. So I'm just going to have a little hand wash with some of these sausages. All right, we can break one up. So you get like almost little mincemeaty bits. I want to leave a couple sort of in nice big chunks, but rough and ready, we like that. You can see it kind of getting some colour on it. Now, at this point in the story, what I can do is add some store cupboard herbs, you know, so like mixed herbs or some oregano, whatever you've got. Just put that in the fat and it will start sizzling away. So next up, 2 onions. So just half and peel your onions. And finely sliced. So in we go with the onions and they will start sucking up all that beautiful flavour already. Oh, it smells amazing already. Come on. When these onions start to soften, I want to add a little something else to it, and that is some jalapeno. So I've got it in the jar, and what I'm going to do is just pour some of that vinegar in to give it a nice little kind of sweet and sour vibe. And a little spice. So that's going to add to the flavour. And then we'll put jalapenos in there as well. So that's on a medium heat now. And as that just continues to cook and get even better and better, let me show you how to make this beautiful pizza base. It is so simple. And this is bigging up another store cupboard ingredient, self-raising flour, 500 grams, okay? So get yourself a bowl. If you've got a kilo bag, half of it, give or take. We're going to put in 250 millilitres of water, or basically enough water until it comes together as a dough. Very simple, and a good pinch of salt. 3 ingredients. Just bring together that dough, and you want to create a nice elastic dough. That looks pretty good. A little bit more. So can you see how, look at that. In literally 1 minute, we've created quite a moist, sort of elastic dough, outrageously quick. So there you go, that is your dough. And then here is your topping. That goes on my board because I only want to wash one thing up. Yes, it's not just convenience and deliciousness. Also, I don't want to wash up much. So I'm going to take this dough, carefully, without touching the hot pan, of course, push this pizza in the pan out, just like that. So you can see how springy this dough is. And actually, the heat is still on a medium heat, right? I'm cooking this dough now, okay? So this is part of the cheat. And then I'm going to come along and I'm going to put the topping back on top and push the topping all over the place, right to the edges. Now, normally there'd be like mozzarella over the top. Well, if you haven't got that, what have we got? We've got cheddar. So we'll have cheddar, we'll take that. We want to be flexible now, right? So whatever you've got, you can get it in there. And I quite like kind of getting little bombs of it, small bits, chunks of it. You can get a grater if you want and put a little dusting over the top. It doesn't matter. This will be a beautiful thing. A few more bits of jalapeno just to kind of, you know, make a point. So I'm going to turn the heat up to about medium-high now, and then I'll cook it for about 3 to 5 minutes until there's a little crust starting to form, which is about now. Let's put that in the oven at full whack for about 10 to 30 minutes until it's crisp, golden and sizzling. So this has had about 10 minutes. Oh, come on. Look at that, sizzling away. Such a great little cheat. Get your spatula in there, take it off. Look at that. So good. Absolutely lovely. Ah, yes. Brilliant. Crispy base, fluffy inside. So good. This is an incredible Cheats veggie folded pizza. So good, so much fun to make. So look, bowl, and we've got 300 grams of self-raising flour. It's already got that raising agent in there, but it doesn't need to prove. So we've got 160 milliliters of water, cold water, very important, and then a nice pinch of salt. Get a fork and just mix it up. And then as you bring the flour in, it will get thicker and thicker and more awkward. When it's too awkward to use the fork anymore, then we're gonna use our clean hands. So just move that dough around for like a couple of minutes. It's super easy. And once it's cleaned the side of the bowl, we're good to go. So we'll let that rest for a little bit. Now let's get on with the filling. So we're gonna start off with peppers. Put your thumb where the stalk is, tear it open, take out the seeds and the white bits, roughly slice those up. So look, get yourself a pan on, a medium heat, a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm gonna use 2 cloves of garlic to give it that nice flavour. If, and only if you want to, chili. Don't have to. I use a little bit, even with the kids. I'm training them. A little bit of background heat is quite nice. Into a pan, smells amazing already. So look, basil, pick the leaves off for later in the sauce, which I can put to one side. But then the stalks, don't throw them away. There's plenty of flavour. We can just slice up and we can get that in there as well. So in we go. We want to get ourselves a nice onion. I've used a red onion, which I love. Just going to peel it and then just slice it up. That can go into the garlic. And we just want to soften that up for a little second. Oh, my eyes are starting to water a little bit, but that's all good. In with the peppers. And we're going to season with pepper, very emotionally. So one of the great guides to helping you be healthy is colour. Colour is a signal of maximum nutrition, vitamins. It's a really beautiful thing, and look at the colours of that. I now want to cook this down for about 10 minutes to really kind of concentrate those flavours that are going to make you go, oh, that's so tasty. So whilst that's doing that, let's get on with the pizza bases. So this Cheats dough, roll it out into a little bit of a sausage, so it's roughly an even size. Cut it in the middle, and then cut each half into 2. Use your hand to make a little ball. There you go. Ball 1, ball 2. Push down, move around, and you get your little ball. So every now and again, come back, give it a nice little stir. So just get a little bit of the flour, use a clean surface. On we go, and just kind of roll it back and forth away from you. Turn the dough. I'm going to try and go nice and thin, and about 7 to 8 inches in diameter. We'll let those relax a little bit again. And back in the pan, you can see it's shrunk down. It smells amazing. Turn up the heat, and then in with some beautiful tin tomatoes. The plum tomatoes are always the better quality. And then fill this up with some water, and in that goes. Now use your spoon to break up those tomatoes. Let that simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes until it's thick and intense and gorgeous. Now what I want to do now is show you how to do the folded pizza. So I'm going to use this tray. I want to oil it up so it doesn't stick. Take our base and take some of this lovely filling. Grab the sides, pinch it, one end, pinch it at the other, and then just kind of let it hang. Any imperfections or tears will cook out. It will be rustic, it will be beautiful. Don't stress. Pinch, pinch. So I've got some lovely mozzarella, and push it right in, and that will just ooze beautiful. A few more bits of basil go in. Put a little bit of oil on the tray. Use a brush just to kind of brush up the outside, just to make it golden and delicious and crispy. Look at that. This is now going to go in the oven for around about 15 to 20 minutes at full whack. Now what I like to do is put it at the bottom of the oven so the base gets crispy too. Now what we're going to have with that is a beautiful salad. I dress it with a little bit of lemon juice, some olive oil. Absolutely beautiful. And have a look at that. Oh, come on! So just like bubbling, crisp. I'm really pleased with that. Serve these in the middle of the table. They're amazing hot, they're amazing cold. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Come on, man. That, my friend, is a thing of joy. My body's saying eat it. My brain's saying don't, it's gonna burn you. It's hot. Oh my God, it's good. Like, some people like a bunch of roses or something. I'd just give me one of those. There you go, darling, I love you. That's what I want. Oh, that's so good. I'm going to show you how to make the most beautiful tray-baked pesto pizza pie. It's so good, it's really striking, and it's from my brand new cookbook, 5 ingredients, Mediterranean. I'm super proud of it. 5 ingredients, super simple, but this time, all that inspiration from around the Mediterranean, those beautiful countries. So let me show you how to do it. Here, we've got 500 grams of self-raising flour. I'm going to put a couple of nice pinches of salt. I'm going to give it a little drizzle of olive oil. And then I've got 275 millilitres of cold water that I'm going to put in. I'll use a fork to start off with. And, you know, often when you're making pizza, you know, you've got to make the dough, you've got to prove it. We've got none of that. Make this dough by using the fork just to move stuff around. Slowly, slowly. You can use your other hand. What I don't want you to do is get like really sticky. So just use the tips of your fingers. And then we'll give it a little knead. So as it comes together, you can start being a little bit more aggressive with your hand. And then what I want to do is just knead it, not a lot, just enough to make it smooth and elastic and ultimately clean the bowl so the washing up is nice and easy. So you've got all this stuff around the edge, right? That'll all get sort of taken off. So look, I've just kneaded that for like a minute and a half, just so it cleans the edge of the bowl like that. So not much washing up to do there. So now just put it on the board. Use two hands now, just for a little minute until you have a nice, elastic, smooth dough like that. Look. Very simple, very easy, and a brilliant cheat dough using self-raising flour. So look, we can put that to one side. So let's talk about flavour. On the bottom of this kind of pizza pie, we're going to have pesto, right? So you can make your own by all means, or you can just buy it, right? Get the best you can. We're going to use mozzarella, which is delicious. This is buffalo mozzarella. These ones are a bit more milky, a bit more tasty, a bit more tangy, but also a little bit wetter. And then here, with these jarred veggies, I'm using artichokes because I think it's a really classic Mediterranean vegetable. I think it's really underloved. And then good old tomatoes. So these are vine tomatoes here. Always tasty when you get them on the vine. You can use any tomatoes you want. I'm just going to get a knife and I'm just going to half some of these tomatoes, and if you want you can quarter some others. So this is 350 grams of cherry tomatoes. What I want to do is season that up to be utterly delicious. And actually I'm going to use my bowl from before because it's so clean. So in we go with the tomatoes. So take the artichokes out of the jar and we'll steal a little bit of that oil. If you have leftover oil here, right, really, really simple. Just grab a bit of mustard, a bit of vinegar, a bit of salt and pepper, right? Don't throw it away. Always have 1 part of vinegar to 3 parts oil, and we'll turn this marinade oil into a lovely dressing, right? Give it a little shake. So that is a nice little bit of marinade or dressing that you can put in the fridge for a rainy day. That'll last. Nice little hacks, nice little ideas. So look, what we're going to do now is just season this with salt and pepper, mix it up, and that's going to roast on top of the pesto. It's going to be great. So let's do the fun bit now. Let's roll out this dough. So I'm going to use my hands to push this dough out. Normally, I'll still need to use a little rolling pin just to roll it out. And if you want to dust it with a little flour, feel free. Just a little flour on top, like that. Put it underneath. Look at that. So, super easy, super quick. All you have to do here is roll this out to the size of a tray. So this is roughly a 35 centimetre by 25 centimetre tray. And I want to roll out this bread dough slightly bigger because I want to do a really nice little twisted sort of crust that's delicious and spongy and crispy to eat. First, what I'm going to do is just lube up the tray just with a little olive oil, just so it helps the bottom get golden and not stick. So we definitely don't want you to have a stick and kind of tear it. So that goes to one side. So just roll this out. So it's about 1 inch bigger than the tray itself. I'll pick this bread dough up like this and just put it down on the tray. I like it having that little overhang on the edge. That's what we want. So just make it fit the tray nicely. We start off with the pesto. So 2 generous tablespoons of the pesto there, and just push that right across the tray. And you can get different pestos as well, so you might want to change up the flavour. So this recipe is open to all of that. And then we've got the tomatoes and the artichokes. I'm just going to scatter those sort of evenly across this tray. You can get beautiful peppers, you can get squash, you can use things like olives, you know, lovely veggies that cook quickly, like asparagus. Really, really nice. So have fun with this. It's a principal recipe. Then at this point, it's super simple. It's not technical in the slightest. I'm going to take up one corner of the pastry and I'm going to fold it over like that. When I fold it over, I'm going to use my thumb just to push down. Then I'm going to put my forefinger here and pull the next bit over and push it down. Simple, right? Like that, like that. So we can spin the tray. Don't stress about this, it's just a bit of fun. It's just a nice little kind of crimped edge. So look, it's already looking pretty beautiful. Use the mozzarella, just tear it like this, right? So you can use any cheese you like that melts nicely. Just tear a little bit off and just dunk it in a little kind of evenly dispersed hole. There's really no rules apart from just roughly be even Stevens. So I've got a little bit of that excess herby oil here from the jarred artichokes, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that over the edges and in and around the beautiful pizza. So look, it's a thing of joy. Now I'm going to cook this in the oven for 30 minutes, and I'm going to put it at the bottom of the oven so the heat has the best chance of making this base nice and semi-crispy, and then we're going to get this golden and crispy on top. Beautiful. So 30 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius, which is around 400 Fahrenheit, and it should be a very beautiful thing. So in it goes. Nice little salad, maybe a little glass of wine, and that is a delicious little meal. So it's had 30 minutes, it's smelling and looking pretty good. Have a look at that. It is just a thing of beauty. It's like a picture. It's weirdly satisfying. If I get my knife under here, it should just slide off, which we like. This is actually, you know, for 4 people, I think that's quite generous. Look at that. Just a nice, juicy slice of our pesto pizza pie. It's really easy. It's really fun to do. I think it's very flexible, depending on what you've got in your fridge or your pantry. Like, you can have some fun with it. It's nice and hot, so I'm gonna have to eat this in a very technical way so I don't burn myself. But look at that. Quite nice for parties, actually, like a little wedge like that, going around, getting people going when they arrive at a little dinner party. Beautiful. So look, I love how the base is actually nice and crispy, but I also love, see how you get that sponginess there, right? We love that. Ooh, hot. Combinations, like crunch, soft, sweet, fragrant, herb, the mozzarella, milky, tangy. Like, it is all the things that we love about a good pizza. If you want to get the recipe, then check out the book. I hope you love it as much as I do. On the takeaway menu today is an American hot Chicago pizza pie. Right, let's get cracking on the base. We've got yeast. Get it in the sachets. They're always 7 grams into some water. Now that's 600 milliliters of tepid water. That's gonna wake up the dried yeast. For 4 pizzas, add 1 kilo of strong flour and a nice pinch of salt. Then in with 600 mils of yeasty water. This is gonna do all the hard work for you. There is no right or wrong way to knead. You're just moving it about, push it forward, push it back, stretch it, stretch it. Doing big batches is a great money-saving tip. You can always freeze what you don't need right now, and having a stash will help stop the urge to shell out on all those pricey takeaways. Leave the dough to prove, which means to rise, in a covered bowl for an hour. That is what yeast does. So what we do after an hour is we bash it back down. We now have a dough that's kind of developed in flavour. It's just phenomenal. I love it. The feel of it. Air in there. Gorgeous. So all I'm doing now is I'm just folding it under itself. I want to bring back the pizza pie, okay? Rub a little oil into the tins and scatter over some dry breadcrumbs for a little extra crunch on the base. This dough is just beautiful. I'm just going to pull it. You don't have to roll it. And I'm going to go into that tin like that. Leave the base to prove again for 15 to 20 minutes. Now for a really cheap, super quick tomato sauce. It's just 1 tin of tomatoes, 2 cloves of garlic, salt and a little dried oregano. Whiz it up. For a bit of heat, nick a little vinegar from some jarred pickled jalapenos. Friends, the sauce is done. The toppings are up to you, but I'm going to use 2 good quality sausages per pizza, plus a few chopped jalapenos to make this American hot even hotter. So actually, I think cheddar is a wonderful melter. It really is. Little bombs of cheddar in and around that sausage. One finely sliced red onion, smashed up fennel seeds, and a good pinch of smoked paprika will really bring out the flavours. Absolutely gorgeous. Whack them into the oven for 20 minutes at 190. And when they're cooked, they'll look a bit like this. Oh, yes. Thick, chunky. That's what I'm talking about. I admit, buying a takeaway pizza does have its perks, but they don't come cheap. This is 6 times cheaper than that. Girls, come and have a check of this. Grab away.
Oh, thank you so much.
Bring back the Chicago pizza pie. Crew, I think it's time for a little bit of pizza. Come on.